Hey, what's going on, everyone? My name is Matt Jarbo, and yesterday we got our hands on Apex Legends, a new free-to-play Battle Royale game from Respawn Entertainment. A game that, I'm not going to lie, I got a little bit confused when I did my commentary on it. I thought it was like an addition to Titanfall 2. I did not realize that it was a standalone game until people in the comments very craftily reminded me of that. So I thank you guys for letting me know that one. I did go on and download the game for not only the PlayStation 4, but the Xbox One, and played both versions a little bit. And I have to say, I like it. I don't love it. I like it. There are a lot of good things. There are some bad things. So let me go over just my kind of initial thoughts with it so far. For one, the graphics look amazing on both consoles. It definitely feels like a Titanfall game because it's set in the Titanfall universe. It does definitely look like a BR game. It feels like a BR game, but there is a nice little twist in regards to the squad mechanics, the squad elements of it. Again, one of the things I'm not a huge fan of, and this is just right off the bat, the visuals, while good, really threw me off when I first started playing it. There was something about it that just felt off to me in regards to the visuals and the gameplay, predominantly the visuals. And I think it has a lot to do, if I'm being fair. I've spent the last couple months just absolutely balls deep into Red Dead Online and Red Dead Redemption 2, and this game looks wildly different. So it's entirely possible that my approach to it, my mind is just so used to seeing Red Dead's world that going into something else took a little bit of time to get into. And it did. It took me a little bit of time to get into it. By my third or fourth match, I was feeling a lot better, and also figuring out more of the gameplay mechanics, more of the system and whatnot. Now, the game does play out very similar to other types of Battle Royale games where you have certain types of heroes, in this case, legends or operators, if you're playing, I believe, Black Ops or whatever. And this time around, you know, I've been maining the robot guy whose name I can't think of right now. Because I like the ability to use the grapple hook. I like the ability to use my ability to create a grapple or a line to a hard to reach place so my squad can get up there. But at the same time, I haven't been communicating with my squad. And even though there's a ping system, which allows you a base level of communication with them, unless we're talking, they're kind of doing their own thing. I'm kind of doing my own thing. We can't really communicate like, hey guys, let's go up this way. There's no real way to do that without having a headset on. And that's also kind of the point. You have the ability to communicate very briefly on certain aspects of it, but you really don't have the ability to talk to one another, to direct one another to certain locations. And that kind of also brings up another complaint that I have. The map feels a little bit too claustrophobic at times. It's broken up into several different sections, and when you parachute in or when you glide in, you get to choose which section of the map you want to go to, and everyone goes there together. One person is the jump master. They basically get to select the starting point. Of course, you as another player can select, you can offer a suggestion for the starting point you want to go to, but it really is up to the jump master to determine the initial trajectory. Once you get going, then you have the ability to basically unlock yourself and go solo if you want. But I would say that for the most part, I wouldn't recommend that. And I wouldn't recommend that because everyone else is going to be rocking a squad and you don't want to roll up on people and just get your stuff pushed in. Because it happened to me, not that I was going solo, but just trying to figure the game out a little bit. And I ended up getting into it with another squad and they just completely wiped the floor with me. But the cool thing too is that death doesn't necessarily mean that it's the end. And that is actually a really interesting upgraded feature to this type of gameplay. What you have here is a system where you can die, right? And you can be downed and you can be revived and all that stuff. But if you die, your teammate has to go and get your banner. And then your teammate can then go to basically a resurrection pod, I forget what it's called, and then resurrect you that way and you get to come back in. Earlier today I was playing it. I died. I had to go change my daughter. Figured I had a couple minutes before I could, before I had to do that. She had a poopy diaper. Figured, okay, wait, I put the controller down. I'm already dead. I can go change my kid. And in the process of changing my kid, I was just waiting for the game to restart, basically. One of my teammates then went and got my banner, ran over, resurrected me, and I've got like a handful of poopy diaper. And I'm like, you know, and I'm rushing to get it all cleaned up and jump back on the couch to continue the game. In which case I was killed about 30 seconds later, so it really didn't matter. But the fact that they made the attempt means the world to me. It does. It means the world to me that they went back for me. They went back for me in order to keep themselves in the running, so to speak. And that's a good thing. It really does push squad based mechanics to the point of where like you really do want to keep up with your team, but you do also want to be communicating via headset. That just feels like the best course of action. Like you can honestly play some of these games and usually not have to, right? But here you really want to. It just makes it easier because it's just the three teams of 20, and you're always seeing people go down. You're always seeing players get taken out. You're always seeing people get destroyed. So it really does keep you on your toes. The sound design's really good so far. When you hear gunfights further away on the map, you can kind of pinpoint where they're coming from, but you do know that there's action. It is good to be able to ping a location where you saw an enemy. It's not the enemy directly, but you can ping that there's an enemy in that area, which helps out to keep your squad on its toes for what might be around. I was actually able to do that in a match where I was running a little bit behind because I was trying to scavenge a new weapon and make sure that I had all the ammo for it. And I ran up on my team currently engaged, about ready to engage in a firefight with another squad. And I was able to ping that squad real quick. So my guys were ready to wait for them. And they were able to ultimately still die. Well, they all still died. But we took out a couple of them. And the only reason why I died was because I foolishly ran to go and to revive one of my teammates and didn't realize that that was essentially a trap. Again, that's another gameplay element you got to watch out for. So diving into Apex Legends here, there's good things right on the horizon. A lot of people really like it. It's not like fast, quick games, which could either be good or be bad. The first round I played at all, we were basically right in the center of the ring. For the most part of the time. And so people were on the outskirts and working their way in, getting the better gear, getting the better weaponry, getting the better, whatever armor, everything else. And, we were trying to scrounge to like find certain items, because there's the different types of weapons. You can get like, for armor, you can go the exotic type of armor, purple armor, or your standard level 1 armor. And it does help a little bit. Which is one of those things that definitely comes in handy when you're trying to, you're trying to learn the basics of the game, because you run into a room and you'll see like some ammo and some health packs and maybe a grenade, or a gun or some armor, and you're trying to like process it all. And then again, I think for me, because I spent so much time playing Red Dead Online, that just seeing all of the options, that it feels like a mixture of PUBG, a little bit of Fortnite, a little bit of blackout mode, all kind of put together. And so it feels a little bit weird. But I like that when you're down, you have pretty good mobility to get back to your teammates if you want. They did put a lot of time and effort in to trying to make the game more accessible for keeping players in it, right? So they're really trying to get you to stay in the round longer. By allowing your teammates to revive you pretty quickly or to resurrect you. And even when you're down, to be able to kind of move back and have a knockout shield that protects you once you're down. You can activate it to keep you alive a little bit longer. So Respawn has done a lot to try to keep the game flowing, keep it moving, but it's still pretty easy to die. The guns do have some pretty weighty impact. It sounds pretty good when you're firing off shots. The only thing that throws me off a little bit is when you hit somebody, the little damage meter pops up. You see how much damage you gave them. Okay, I don't know why that's there. That's a Borderlands thing. I feel it works for an RPG because at that point you're doing damage per second. Here, sure, I guess. I don't know. It doesn't really make a lot of sense to me. Ammo for some weapons are a little bit hard to find, but they're generally pretty clustered together. There's a good selection of weaponry. I'm assuming more are going to come as the game expands. Like I said, the map is pretty big, albeit somewhat claustrophobic. They did remove the ability to wall run and to double jump and all that stuff, because apparently in their initial builds, they had that ability and it was causing just too much chaos. So they got rid of it. Now comes the fun part of really working on trying to explore the different legends and find which build works well for me. What I like is that you do get Apex packs, which is their loot boxes, which you do get weapon skins and other, you get crafting items. And I thought, what the hell you get crafting items for? And the crafting items are actually for crafting new cosmetic items. So they are very much, it does feel that they're very much dedicated to keeping this free to play, but realizing that there's money in the cosmetic items. And I think given the positive response to this game, we're going to see a lot of people dive into this because it is a little bit of Call of Duty Blackout. It is a little bit of Fortnite. It is a little bit of PUBG, and it feels like Titanfall. So it's this weird amalgamation of a game that is free. And I'm going to be playing a lot of it. In fact, I'll be streaming it tonight on the channel, probably around 10 p.m. Pacific Standard. So if you want to come by and check it out, you totally can. Anyway, my name is Matt Jarbo. This has been the channel. If you guys, please, if you played it, what are your favorite things? Like, let me know about that in the comments below. And then please toss the video a like. I'll talk to you guys later. Have yourself a great day, and peace out. Hey, thank you so much for making it to the end of the video. Since you're here, why don't leave a comment? Let me know what you think about stuff. If you want to subscribe to the channel, you can do that as well. You check out any of these great, fantastic, amazing commentary tracks by me. That's right. I'm not egotistical or narcissistic at all. I'm just your average, everyday, normal YouTuber. Thanks for watching.